We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling. We are fresh off the U17 World Team Trials. Going to do a quick recap, talk some names, break down some results, and let's get into it. So, those of you guys that don't know, U17 World Team Trials just happened. Got to win the best 2 out of 3 to get the spot. Traditionally, Team USA does pretty good in the freestyle realm. Still struggle on the world stage with Greco. So we'll talk about them second, but let's get into freestyle. For one, I was a little surprised that California and Pennsylvania didn't have more reps. I feel like those states, and we've done this in previous videos, they lead the nation in freestyle wrestling. And Illinois is right there as well. So again, I was surprised that, there's 2 guys from California, 2 from Pennsylvania, and 1 from Illinois. And I kind of expected a little bit more dominance, I guess would be the word for it. But starting off at the bottom, Sammy Sanchez, 45 kilo guy from California. I'm going to mess up this name already, but Henry Asklikian, I believe he, another California wrestler at 48 kilos. Historically, past few years, Team USA has done really well at 45 and 48 kilo. Most recently was, from New Jersey. Oh boy.
What Kenny?
Yes. I was surprised to see Kenny not do well. His younger brother wrestled in the lighter weights. Kenny went up. I think he was around 51 kilo this year, maybe even 55. I'd have to go back to check. But
I was increase in weight really didn't do favors, huh?
It's tough to gain weight and go up. But that is the name of the sport. Is like you do want to grow for college. But it was interesting to see a former, defending world champion not even make it to the best 2 out of 3 finals. Speaking of, previous world medalists, Dominic Munaretto from Illinois. Illinois, good job.
Illinois always does a good job.
Yeah, they do well here. 51 kilo rep. He's looking to get back on the world stage. Previously a world medalist. Keanu Dillard, first PA guy at 55 kilo. And this is where we get into, the big battle between 2 brothers was at 60 kilo between Jordan and Jaden Rainey.
I mean, I love that those 2 were the ones that made it to the best 2 out of 3, especially after what you were saying about what their dad was saying.
Yeah, so their dad was like, people were trying to make it into a story and be like, oh, it must be tough as a father to, to have this go on. And, what do you think's gonna happen? He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, whoever's gonna win is gonna win. It's just the best wrestler goes forward. It's not that big a deal. And they're all just ultimate competitors as family. We've seen the Rainey brothers back down from no one. We've seen big upsets where they've beaten Bo Bassett. They've beaten Jax Forrest. They've won Fargo. They've won, been Super 32 placers. I mean, these guys are putting Kentucky wrestling on the map.
Yeah, they're really dynamic too. It's not like they're that Will Luan style. Like they go for it.
They do. They go for it hard. These guys. I mean, they wrestled at who's number 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
talk about leaving it all out on the mat. Like
every time.
It's amazing to see. Like I love that that's their style and that's what they go for every time that they're knocking heads.
And Jordan ended up winning 2 straight matches over his brother Jaden. But we'll talk about Jaden a little bit more in a second. Nate Askew, 65 kilo rep from Georgia. Melvin Miller from PA is the 71 kilo rep.
He's a how old freshman?
I'm sorry, what?
How old is he?
Yeah, Melvin's a freshman.
But how old? Like,
I believe he's a year removed. I think he's a year older.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know for sure. I think, but I'm a huge Melvin Miller fan. I love the kid. Big Bishop McCourt guy, and I actually made like a quick list of his results from the past year because I was telling Mike that he had such an incredible freshman season. So first he wins Fargo at Fargo freestyle at 16U, takes third at Fargo 16U Greco, wins Super 32, takes third at Ironman, third at Powerade. Then he just clean sweep, wins the districts at PA, wins the regionals at PA, wins PA states, and now he makes the world team for U17 in freestyle, winning the second match by a tech. I mean, that's
a pretty solid year.
He's where do you go from there? And hopefully he'll win a world medal. I like his brother / cousin Bo Bassett. Next we had and that was the second PA guy. Next big, was Emmett Sherlock, 80 kilo spot, Maryland wrestler. There's been some really great wrestlers from Maryland in freestyle the past few years. A few of them come to mind quick are Aaron Brooks and Kyle Snyder. So Emmett's in good company there. Last two was Drayshawn Ross, who is a can't miss guy to watch. This guy just dominates everywhere he goes. It is astonishing that you look at him and you're like, he's how old? Because he wrestles so much more mature than he actually is. Mm-hmm. He is a man and a child in a man's body sometimes, where he's just this athletic beast. I would not be surprised to see him tear it up at Worlds. I mean, this guy, I don't think anyone ever is close to touching him ever. And then Mike Mako from Florida is the 110 kilo rep, and those of you guys that know, pretty famous father. Looking to build off his own, write his own story though. So
he almost borrowed my shoes once.
Yeah, tell it. I mean, Binghamton camp.
Yeah, Binghamton camp. He asked to borrow my shoes, and then when I went to give them to him, he'd already
gotten the pair.
Yeah. Oh,
no. This is going to be a really good freestyle team. I'm super looking forward to U17s. I like to follow the college wrestling scene. I mean, the high school wrestling scene, maybe a little bit more than some of the other guys, because I think it's interesting to see where these guys go to college. And I do believe strongly that just like U20s is a good representation of how guys are going to do at the college level as far as national championships, I think U17s are a great indication of what school these guys are going to go to. Because when you start winning these, world medals, big schools are coming knocking, and it helps really open up your horizons. If you're a guy like, Keanu Dillard and you win worlds, it'll definitely put you on the map a little bit more, and it makes it much more interesting to follow these guys as young prospects. But that's the freestyle team. I'm going to go over the Greco team real quick, and there's going to be some similar names. And there was actually 3 guys that doubled up and won both styles, and that's Dom Munaretto at 51, Jordan Rainey at 60 kilo, and Emmett Sherlock at 80. So
that's pretty impressive because Greco is wildly different.
Incredible to have that skill set to be like, I'm so good at wrestling that I made the world team in 2 different styles.
Yeah, that's like basically 2 different sports.
Yeah. And it's why like you don't see it anywhere else but U17. As these guys get a little bit older, they start to get pushed in one direction or the other, and they start to really say, I want to be the best freestyle wrestler, or I want to be the best Greco wrestler. But seeing some of these younger guys still be able to make a world team for both spots really shows how blue chip they are. When you could say, like, it's not my dominant style, but I'm still good enough to beat everybody else in America.
I'm still the best in the country.
Yeah. So, again, starting with lower with Greco, it's not the best. America does still continue to struggle at Greco, but I think that we're getting better. And with these young guys that are on the team, I wouldn't be surprised if, we're starting to make strides in the right direction. So again, a little bit different, map of where I expected some of these guys to be from. No California presence, no Pennsylvania presence. In fact, the biggest the majority came from Kentucky, where the most guys came from that area, and it was only 2, but still, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, they came from the same house, right?
Yeah, came even from the same house. 45 kilo, Locke Weber from Ohio. Ohio consistently puts out top level wrestling, so that's great to see. I'm super excited for this next guy, 48 kilo, Hayden Schwab from Iowa. As some of you guys may or may not know, his father, pretty good wrestler, pretty good coach. He had a national champ this year at 184. That was in Hodge contention.
Yeah.
So
Doug.
Yep, Big Doug Schwab. So this would be great for his young. I think Hayden is his younger son. I think he has an older brother who's also very good. Just it's tough to make a world team. That's why it's the world team. And then again, 51 kilo, Dominic Munaretto, representing Illinois Strong. Super awesome. First guy of the three to make both teams. That's incredible. This threw me through a loop when they wrestled. So Jaden Rainey is the 55 kilo rep from Kentucky, and twin brother Jordan Rainey is the 60 kilo rep from Kentucky. But I talked about this as I was curious why Jaden didn't go down to 55 kilo for freestyle and try the waters with Keanu Dillard, considering that considering that he made the world team spot and the world team trials finals. It wasn't like he just didn't do well at 60. He still made the best 2 out of 3 against his own brother. But
yeah, so
I wonder if, hindsight 2020, if he's like, I make the 55 kilo again and I win the world team spot. And then my brother and I are back to back in back to back weights in back to back styles. I mean, that would be insanity. Jordan Rainey, though, the Rainey brothers, I believe their dominant style is Greco. So this wasn't too surprising to see them kind of work the field. Jordan, obviously, like I said, 60 kilo rep. 65 is Colton Weiler, Wisconsin. Joey Jeter, 71 kilo guy from Oklahoma. 2 states that are still, top level. Wisconsin's doing so good with the AWA. Aspen Wrestling Academy is really helping these guys focus on freestyling Greco earlier. And you'll probably hear those names AWA a few more times when we talk U20. And of course, Oklahoma, still a hotbed for wrestling. Second guy to double down, or third guy to double down, was Emmett Sherlock. And again, 80 kilos, Maryland, known for some really, really talented top-level freestyle wrestlers. When you have Kyle Snyder and Aaron Brooks both come from your state, the bar for freestyling Greco is up here. Rounding it out, Evan McGuire from Minnesota at 92 kilos and Trayvon Bogger from Utah at 110. So start to learn these names now. These guys are the future. And when they start, putting out their top 5 or top 6 school list, and you say, oh, I recognize that guy. He Colton Weiler from Wisconsin. Yeah, he made the world team as a junior. I wonder where he's going to go. And it helps you follow these guys a little bit more and kind of know what these programs are getting early on. So,
yeah, definitely. Let us know your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you. The future is upon us with these young guns that are out there pretty much kicking ass, taking names.
Yeah.
Until next time, thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.